Hello and welcome to In The Game. My name's Kyle Walker and he's
Joleon Leicester.
And in this month's show, we'll be looking back at recent form, upcoming fixtures, and some exciting new additions to EA Sports FIFA 21.
Never had a chance, not never.
Right, Joleon, in the last episode, we were talking about an unbeaten run. Now, unfortunately, that did come to an end. However, Man City were still doing, really well, let's be completely honest, in unbelievable form coming into the business end of the season. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, nothing's really changed, to be fair. Like I said previous, the United game was a little bit more nervy, but I'm still confident that we can kind of go into all competition in the favourites, being in every game, which is the key. Mental psychology going into finals, going into later stage of the Champions League, the important part of the Premier League. Like, we're confident that we're going to win every game, and teams are going to have to adapt their styles to combat us.
When you break it down, it's actually like crazy. Last 2 of the Carabao Cup, last 4 of the FA Cup, last 8 of the Champions League, plus we're running away with it in the Premier League as well. It's hard to not have a big smile on your face currently as a City fan. Oh,
100%. Like I said, if you would have predicted this like early December, I don't think no one would have believed you. But as we've gone on this amazing run, the players, Pep, everyone's contributed to what the success is. But it's not over yet. There's still a long way to go, and I'm sure that is the kind of motivation going into the final stages.
Now, I did say it is like the business end of the season. The next month is a little bit hectic. The Champions League quarterfinals, FA Cup semi-finals, and the Carabao Cup final all in 1 month. As a pro, I mean, how do you take that on board? How easy is it to actually focus on one game at a time?
It's probably easier when the games are so big. Like, if there was 1 final and 3 Premier League games, you may drift away to the final. But the fact that it's different competitions, semi-finals and finals, you've got to give 100% focus to each game. So I would say it's a little bit easier to focus on the individual games when they're all so important.
Now, the Carabao Cup Final is the first chance at silverware this year, and a chance to make it 4 in a row, just as you do. Now, it's against Pep's classic rival, Jose Mourinho. Do you think City can get it?
Yeah, I'm confident City win that game. I think that obviously the early defeat in the first game in the league was a massive learning curve for everyone. I think there was a few tweaks then in personnel in the system, so I'm sure they'll be thinking about that. That'll be reminiscing in the mind so that doesn't happen again. But going into the game, we're the favourites. As I said, we deserve to be the favourites, and we'll be confident.
Now, one man who's got all of the experience, one man who might have an influence on the final, his name is Raheem Sterling. Now, it has been the international break recently, and Raheem Sterling captained England and is now one of the more senior and longest-serving players in the Manchester City squad. But he has so much to offer to us and to England as well. I mean, Joleon, you've always championed Raheem Sterling. I can see the smile on your face to see him captain England. What an incredible achievement.
Yeah, it's amazing for him to obviously lead the team out of the nation at Wembley wearing the armband. I was lucky enough to wear the armband, not lead the team out, which was great for me. But in regards to Raheem's tattoo of him standing in front of the Wembley with the number 10 shirt on and the armband, that must be ridiculously amazing, proud moment for his family. But yeah, I'm a massive fan. His contribution has been so consistent over the last how many years. But now he's getting the full recognition he deserves.
Now, that contribution has been honoured in EA Sports FIFA 21 because I've been told, Joleon, that Raheem Sterling, he's made EA Sports FIFA FUT Birthday Team 2. Now, looking at this FUT item right here, I mean, is that a good addition to your squad?
Yeah, that's it. That's a team. That's a starter. Like I've always said about Raheem's cards, are all impact players for me on FIFA. But them stats there look like he could be pushing for a starting 11 position.
Well, there's another item that you might want as well. With Raheem Sterling in your squad, you might also want the 1969 FA Cup Final winning kit. Yeah, that recently dropped into the game, and what a beauty it is. Joleon, you played in a similar inspired kit in 2011-12, which obviously was a pretty special season for Manchester City. Let's have a quick look at that.
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero!
Now, that was great for me as a fan, but I'm sure it was amazing as a player. Let's quickly touch on that game, all right? There's one moment we have to talk about, QPR, but before we get to that, I was watching the highlights, and how much do you owe Sergio Aguero for getting you out of it? Because it was your header that let QPR get the first goal.
Yeah, obviously that played a part in it, but Sergio is there and Edin as well. I don't think Sergio gets the credit, obviously, but Edin Dzeko as well. That goal, you know what I mean, so close to the end and still believing. So, yeah, I owe the lads a lot for that, a lot.
I mean, I watched the highlights and it still gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
What was it actually like being on the pitch?
Again, I still get them same goosebumps. Pretty much all the fans do. Overwhelming, I would say. That's probably the word to describe it. I've watched the game back, funny enough, with a few of the lads that played, Zaba, Vinny, and Micah. And we all said the same thing. And we never spoke about it before. And literally, we were all saying it was a horrible game to watch because it was just so close to not happening. And we didn't exactly play that well, you know what I mean? So to come so close to losing, but Sergio, the guy, the main guy, like, I can't say enough about him. I can't.
Now, I could honestly sit and talk about this all day. So let's move on, all right, from the Premier League to the ePremier League, where our very own Ryan and Shellzz competed to become the ePremier League champion. And I caught up with Shellzz to see how he got on. Shellzz, first things first, congratulations. You are the ePremier League champion. What a result. I mean, a few days after it, has it sunk in yet?
Not really. I did rewatch it a couple of times just to hear, like, it's me, champion of the Premier League this season. I still can't really believe it, but nah, I'm on cloud nine right now.
I've got to say, the post-match interview, all right, you could see how taken aback you were. It was just so incredible to see your smile and your reaction when you won the penalty shootout. I mean, that must have been an incredible feeling.
Yeah, I don't think I processed it right. Like, even if you saw my celebration, I didn't know what to do with myself. I just I didn't know, like, I actually won. Like, I'm actually the champion. And there was so much, like, adrenaline, emotions going through. I just couldn't believe it. I was just so happy.
Now, as you know, I'm a massive Manchester City fan, so I'm so happy that you won the title. But, I can't explain that penalty shootout. I was in the studio. I was so nervous. How did you keep your cool during it?
Trust me, if there was, like, a camera on my fingers, like, my thumb was shaking all over the place. Like, throughout every game, I wasn't nervous. Even when I was down against Mitch in the final with a couple minutes left, I wasn't nervous at all. But in both penalty shootouts, my thumbs was shaking. But it's so hard because you got to really try to put it in the corner because if the keeper stands right and dives left, there's a high chance of him saving it. So yeah, I just tried to keep calm, put it in the corner and just hope for the best. And luckily, it went through Alisson's hand, I think, on one of the pens. So it was a big relief there. But nah, it was a scary moment.
Right, Manchester City can hopefully get lots and lots of trophies this season. We're still in 4 competitions, but now we've got a 5th one, if that was to happen, and that is all down to you. Honestly, Shellzz, congratulations. You are the ePremier League champion for this year. You've been amazing. It was great to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next.
Thank you.
What a result, Joleon. I'm so happy for him.
Oh, amazing. Got to celebrate with him a little bit on social. Few messages back and forth, but yeah, he deserves it. He works so hard, and knowing how much it means to him and how nervous he gets in the competitions, I was just buzzing to see his reaction, to be fair to him.
It was incredible, and I was there. I was at the studio, and when you should have seen, if there would have been cameras on me during that penalty shootout, wow, I was biting my nails. I was absolutely terrified, but what a result. Shellzz brings it back to Manchester. He is this year's ePremier League champion. Now, Joleon, I'm not going to lie, seeing what Shellzz did, it filled me with a bit of confidence. And we're coming to the end of the season, so there's something I've been meaning to say to you. You've been giving me some stick all season long about how bad I am at FIFA, this and that. So I'm calling you out for a game. Me versus you in the final episode of In the Game. What do you make of that?
I'm ready. I'm here for this. I mean, this is nothing new to me, Carl. You can't have got that much better. And even if you did, you're still rubbish.
I mean, I'm going to show you. This is it. I'm getting into training mode right now. Shellzz might be the ePremier League champion. I think he'll make a great coach for me as well. So I'm going to try and book him for a few last-minute sessions. But for all of you guys at home, if you want to see this grudge match, well, make sure you like this video and we'll see who wins in the final episode of the season. My name's Kyle Walker.
I'm Joleon Leicester.
And we'll see you next time.
Hands roll that up then. Never had a chance, not never.